Tracking towards the east, again, north by northeast at around 20 miles an hour. Inch to an inch and a half hail in that, and looking at good 60-mile-an-hour winds embedded in this storm. Let me put the tracker on it for you real quick. Present route on this storm is going to be again back across Highway 36, which one between Temple and Gatesville, and it's going to be moving in through the area around Evan over towards Gatesville as well. A very dangerous storm. It's the big storm that's going on in our area right now. If you are in the flat community, please seek shelter. If you're in Gatesville, go to a sturdy room in your home. This is a very dangerous storm, as we indicated, and a tornado warning is up for this storm for 60-mile-an-hour winds indicated by Doppler Radar and 1.25 inch hail. If you have photographs, please send them to us. Use the Near Me app on the 6 News, the Near Me feature on the 6 News app, and let us be able to share with everyone what you're seeing out there. You're the eyes in the storm for us. We're not getting a whole lot of information on it right now. I can only tell you that the location of the storm at this hour, again, it's just approaching Highway 36 near Gatesville, between Gatesville, North Fort Hood and Flat there on Highway 36, and then on south into the Temple area. We'll start seeing rain coming in pretty rapidly as the storm continues on its track.
Now, Andy, I had a quick question for you. This is a very quick developing storm. I mean, this thing just popped up real quick this afternoon. This is very indicative of an early spring storm here because the conditions were right in the upper atmosphere. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, we've had an atmosphere that is pretty well capped all day long and has been for a couple of days, but we talked about this for the last 2 days, that if anything gets going under this cap, and what a cap is a temperature inversion where you would normally anticipate temperatures to cool as you go higher up into the atmosphere. A cap develops when the atmosphere is warmer, and that secondary layer above us, and that kind of keeps things very stable for us. We don't see any storms building up through that unless they become very strong, and once they break through that cap, then there's just all kinds of vertical growth. Then there's nothing to stop it from getting taller. What does that mean? What that means is you have updrafts and downdrafts that are almost unlimited at that point. And the more updrafts you have, the greater threat you have of hail being developed, because they're picked up by those updrafts into the much colder air, high altitudes, and moisture refreezes on them. They fall back down, more moisture accumulates, they get pulled back up again. So you get a very huge hail. And anytime you've got hail, then you also have the potential for tornadoes and vice versa. And that's what's going on here, is we've broken that cap, and these storms have gone supercell, and they're now approaching the I-35 corridor. We're looking at the radar here and tracking these storms stretching from basically from Stillhouse Hollow on over into Copper's Cove, and then into the area around Pidcoke and Fort Hood, stretching on up towards Mother Neff Park, and should be in the McGregor area by about 5:45. Obviously, Oglesby, you're right in the middle of this. It's going to catch you pretty quick. You want to stay off the roads as much as possible. Stay away from windows if you're in your home. Find a very sturdy room, small room with plenty of structure around you to protect you. Lots of times you hear talk about getting into the bathtub and pulling a mattress over you. If you have time to do that, because this is a very dangerous thunderstorm we're watching here at this hour, making its way through Bell County and now on into the southern portions of Coryell County. You get a tornado warning in effect for these storms. I'm looking at the National Weather Service chat here, and they're still watching this thing extremely closely. The warning that had been in effect for Bosque, rather Hamilton County, behind these storms has been allowed to expire, but we still have a tornado warning in effect for this storm, which now is beginning to break up a little bit, it looks like. Now, we could be seeing a bit of a hook echo showing up here on the back side of this, just to the north of Killeen, back over Fort Hood, but I'm not exactly sure that that's what we're seeing, but we are certainly getting plenty of in training here with winds feeding into the storm and considerable vertical growth going on with at least 3 different hail cores showing up in this storm across Fort Hood and now into to Coryell County. Very heavy rains, but very brief rains. Again, if you're out on the roads, please get off the road at this point. The storm is moving across Highway 36 and much of the area from Gatesville back towards McGregor, we have almost zero visibility because the rain is coming down so hard there on Highway 84. Very heavy rains along with strong gusty winds. Winds of 60 miles an hour very likely in this storm as it continues its push towards Gatesville and to the northern portions of Coryell County. And once it moves out of Coryell County, then you're talking about getting over into the extreme western portions of Bosque County and McLennan County around Valley Mills and Turnersville and up towards Moshim and Cransville Gap, getting very heavy rains and possibly some hail over the last 5 minutes as well. Now the storms have spread all the way up towards Clifton. Here we go with some vertical velocity, and yeah, it certainly looks like we've got rotation going on in that area. On North Fort Hood, out of the rural area southwest of Gatesville.
Andy, it looks like these storms are going to continue to move to the northeast. Valley Mills looks like it's in the line of sight there. Maybe the Waco, the McGregor Airport, right out there off 84 like you were talking about.
Yes.
If these storms don't break up, it looks like they're going to produce a lot of rain as they move across this area.
Well, they're moving so quickly, and that's the saving grace on getting the very heavy rain. Now, we need the rain, certainly.
Yeah.
We don't want the storms, but the problem is these storms are moving so quick, we're not really getting the benefit of those nice rains falling across the area. Here is some of the hail reports we're looking at north of Hamilton and now making their way into the Gatesville area. Some lighter hail showing up off back towards the east as well.
Yeah, to the east up there to Palestine, and is this a two-pronged storm there, Andy, that's trying to double team and meet up at I-35?
Well, we've got a number of different cells embedded in this storm, and let me get back to the tracker here. They're now issuing a tornado warning for Coryell County for this same storm. The whole conglomeration of storms stretches from north to south from the Dallas-Fort Worth area almost southward into the Austin region. We have a tornado watch that's in effect up and down the I-35 corridor, and now a good line of storms have developed and making their way out of the 281 corridor into the I-35 corridor. And I'm going to go in close on this, and we'll put the track on. You pretty much know we're all in the path of this storm. Mm-hmm. But looking downstream with this, we're not just talking about Bosque County. We're talking about Whitney, Laguna Park, Goldston, Valley Mills, Crawford also will be getting some very heavy rains and strong gusty winds with this storm system. The tornado warning is in effect across a small portion of Coryell County and across Bell County, Fort Hood area. We're seeing the center of the rotation about 7 miles southwest of Gatesville now, and It seems to be moving towards the northeast at around 20-25 miles an hour. Hail to the size of 1.25 inches being reported in this storm by eyewitnesses, storm spotters on the ground, observing 1.25 inches in hail, and now making their way into that area around Flat with also about 1.25 inch diameter hail showing up. Let me get in a little closer on this. The rotation does not look nearly as well defined as it had been looking a little bit earlier, but we're still certainly seeing the inbound winds right up next to the outbound winds, and there certainly seems to be at least some rotation going on just to the southwest of Gatesville. I'm not getting any reports of touchdown yet, but we have seen pictures that there was a wall cloud trying to develop. We're not seeing a funnel reaching the ground, but there is certainly Doppler indicated rotation going on, and a pretty good hail cell still showing up inside of it. Joining me here as we watch the radar is a name that many of you will be familiar with if you've lived in Central Texas for a while. He was the chief meteorologist here at KCEN when the Gerald tornado outbreak occurred 25 years ago, and he'll be joining me here very shortly as we continue our coverage of this storm.
Andy, we do have a report out of Gatesville, just to let you know there were some practices going on out there. And unfortunately, some of the athletics teams, softball and baseball, were told to shelter in place, and they went and immediately sought shelter as you were talking and mentioning that the conditions had gotten so dangerous with the high winds. Obviously heeding your advice. We're hoping they're okay. We're going to continue to check on this, but that's a report straight from the Gatesville ISD Twitter page. So information coming in now that had gone through there maybe 10 minutes ago or so.
Well, we're certainly glad to hear that. We have been cutting into programming since about 2 o'clock this afternoon and spreading the word on social media that the weather conditions were beginning to deteriorate pretty rapidly for us. And now, right on schedule, as we anticipated, about 5, 6 o'clock or so, this line of storm is now making its way towards the I-35 corridor. And that's where we stand right now with this.
The big question is this stuff going to have enough punch to continue on high-powered and make its way east, or is it going to fizzle out just past the I-35 corridor?
Well, you're losing the sun's angle, which would rob it a little bit of its strength, but you're also seeing these storms moving into a much more humid atmosphere since we're closer to the Gulf of Mexico, and we've had so much return flow with the southerly winds the last 4 or 5 days that the atmosphere is just extremely juicy. So these storms are moving into an area that is very optimal for storm development. Now that the cap is broken, there's nothing to stop these storms. They're going to keep on rumbling and growing and coming on in as long as that dry line is pushing them. Now, once the dry line runs out of steam, and that'll probably be around dark or so this evening, then we should start seeing a lot of this activity dying down, which is what we had been talking about happening anyway.
Just east of Killeen, Nolanville area, Harker Heights, a lot of citizens are writing in wondering if the storm's going to miss them or if they should be prepared to shelter in place and that brunt's going to come through. Looks like it's working its way around Copper's Cove and just heading to the northeast of there.
But we have a tornado watch in effect that stretches all the way south to Austin. So the atmosphere south of Killeen, across southern Bell County, down into Williamson County is also very ripe. So again, we're not saying that this is going to miss anybody. This stuff is back building all the way down towards Blanco and Marble Falls, and as it does, it continues its trek towards the east as well. So I'm not sure that anybody's going to miss out on this one unless they are extreme southeastern portions of Williamson County over towards Buckholz and areas south of Cameron as well. Rest of us, this stuff just continues to blow up. Again, we have tornado warning for Coryell County, and right up to the Bosque County line is where we see the end of that right now.
Looks like that rear flanking downdraft's kind of overtaking it a little bit right there.
Yeah, seeing the
Well,
tornado
it's-
warning still in effect, fellas, till
Here's your mic on?
5:45.
Yeah.
5:45.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Thomas.
Well, thank you, Andy, and it's great to be back in Central Texas. And I was coming in to help out for the next few days on the morning show, but it looks like we have a little severe weather to deal with this afternoon. It's great to be back here. I'm Bruce Thomas. It's very nice to be in Central Texas, and well, this stormy weather is a little concerning. We've got this tornado warning now south of Gatesville, and storm moving towards the east-northeast at about 30 miles an hour. Is that the current speed on it, Andy?
25 to 30, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
That whole thing looks like it's just rolling into one big supercell right now.
Yeah, let me back out a little bit. Weather Service is talking about a cell on the flank here that looking very favorable for a severe weather threat. Thunderstorm capable of producing tornado located near Fort Gates, southeast of Gatesville, moving east. Oh, now at 35 miles an hour. So that's the one that we've been talking about. Yeah, this whole area is extremely volatile.
They're still holding with McGregor, Mother Neff State Park, and Oglesby as the impact areas coming up. So if you're in those areas, it's time to exercise your tornado precautions, especially McGregor, then eventually Mother Neff State Park and Oglesby, and then this storm eventually will cross I-35, probably between Bruceville and Lorena. We'll be watching that storm as it's moving further east, again moving at 35 miles an hour and heading into more populated areas. So it's very concerning. Right now we don't have a report of a tornado on the ground. It's a radar indicated possible tornado. But again, there's rotation, there's large hail, there's heavy rain, and the tornado watch over the entire area will continue. It was until this evening.
Well, your geography hasn't dropped a bit, has it? You're still pretty, you got right on. Here's the tracker on it. Should be making its way into Morgan's Point right now on Lake Belton by 5:30 into Valley Mills.
Okay.
We have,
Let's do
my
it.
producer's telling me we've got some actual photographs near Flat on Highway 36. About 10 minutes ago. Certainly looks like that's on the ground, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a cone tornado. Yeah, it's real. That's on the ground. If it's halfway down, it's on the ground. So, yeah, that's a real tornado.
Again, that's near Flat. Flat's a very small community north of Temple, between Temple and Gatesville. They're on 36. And wonderful to get these photographs in here. The eyes tell the whole story. Again, this is about 10 minutes ago with that storm.
Yeah, that's.
I send Ryan and Darren out 84. They're going to be in an unsafe position.
84 is a good place to be. Go up 36.
Rocky's going out 36.
He's on 36? Yeah, go to 84 and then head towards Waco. Yeah. Sending our crews out. You probably heard me talking in the background there with our news director about where we want to send our crews. And this is where they're heading, Bruceville Eddy. This storm should be affecting you on the I-35 corridor, about 20 minutes till 6, quarter of 6 in the Waco already. Chilton on the other side of I-35 in Falls County, Axtell and Marlin. You should be getting some action from this storm by 6 o'clock or so. And this is not just one storm. This is
We've got a new
cluster.
tornado warning for Williamson County just came in.
Let's take a look here.
The San Antonio Weather Service office has just issued a tornado warning for north central Williamson County. Secondary storm near Florence, moving about 15 miles northwest of Serinda, moving east at 25.
Yeah.
So there's a second tornado now to our southwest in Williamson County.
And this is what Bruce is talking about here with these storms. Just to the north of Gerald and almost due west of Salado, but almost into Salado right now. Very strong storms there with rotation showing up. Let me plug into the San Antonio office and see what they're saying. They're saying just enough rotation in that cell north of Florence to prompt a small tornado warning. 1 inch hail in these storms in Williamson County, about 15 miles northwest of Serenata, moving east at around 25 miles an hour. So we have two big, nasty storms at the southern end of this line of
It's going to head
storms.
right over towards Bruceville, between Bruceville, Eddy, and Lorena. I think it's heading that way.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's where it's going to go, because look at it. It's moving right here up. It's going to go somewhere this way.
So-
There's a new warning here, though, that's coming up. So this was a big bowling ball storm south of Harker Heights. This is going to be coming
So
in.
we should go up to Moody instead?
You know, you'd be,
I don't want to be in front of it.
well, you better be in front of them, behind it. So,
Yeah.
Well, it's better to be
You're getting
behind
to
it.
hear our conversation with our chief photographer here, where
yeah.
we should go
Rocky
to get
Bridges
pictures.
is about to get out
Rocky,
after this storm.
yeah, from where it is now, shoot up 45, because I think you're wasting your time heading towards Gatesville, because it's already going to be past there
You
by
don't mean
that time.
45, you mean like 317? Would it be better to go up 317? Straight towards Moody?
Go up.
I'd like to catch it on the backside.
Oh, well,
in
then that's
front
where,
of it,
then,
maybe
yeah,
in trouble.
317 of Moody is where you want to go then.
Okay.
But if you wanted to get ahead of it as it comes in, then you want to be on 35 over towards,
It'd be better to be behind it, I think. If we've got any kind of rotation, I'd sure hate to be in front of it.
I'm worried about this one down here.
please take shelter. This is not a drill. This is we're not playing games here. We've got 3 very large supercells, 2 of them
right.
already producing what certainly looks like tornadoes. We've had eyewitness storm spotter confirmation and photographs of storms just to the south of Gatesville near Flat on Highway 36, and now a new storm that is producing a Doppler indicated tornado moving across the extreme northern portions of Williamson County, extreme southern Bell County as well, and that area just to the north of Florence and just to the east of Briggs. We're starting to see some.
Why don't we zoom in on that one that's heading towards Salado? That's got the biggest circulation now.
I'll drive the radar if you'd like to get out there.
Okay, and I'll just we'll watch this.
You'll have to get used to
Right.
the
Yeah.
green screen again.
Yeah, let's go down to Salado, and that storm that's heading towards Salado currently is being indicated to have a tornado on it by radar, and it's got a strong circulation. Can we put this in velocity mode, Andy?
Well, I've been trying to find it, and somehow it's gotten hidden here.
Okay.
And,
That's fine.
hang with me.
This is reflectivity. This is showing the heavy hail and the rain in this. Again, here's Salado. If you're in Salado, again, this storm is heading in your general direction fairly quickly at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. It is possibly having a tornado in progress on this storm. They've issued a tornado warning, the National Weather Service has. You can see Salado is right in the middle of this tornado warning. Looks like this storm may go just a little to the north of Salado. Prairie Dale down to the south. You need to keep your eyes open for this storm too, because it's a very large storm. Again, the tornado warning is in effect until 6:15, so that's for another 45 minutes. There's a tornado watch that extends from north of Dallas all the way to south of Austin this afternoon. That's going to continue through the evening hours, but again, we're watching these tornado warnings now here in Bell and Williamson counties until 6:15. Another tornado warning to the north, which has been verified by storm spotters out of San Antonio. Sent us a picture just a moment ago of a tornado near Flat. And so these are all real. Now these showing the hail cores with this. So again, if you've got a chance to put your vehicle up in the garage, maybe put it in a parking garage, put it underneath a bank or somewhere where there's some good cover, because there's strong hail signatures with these storms. And we've been getting reports of about golf ball size hail or larger with these, ping pong ball size to golf ball size hail. So you can see these two different tracks, and both of these are tornado warned. So you know if that track's coming towards you, you're going to have the large hail. You possibly get a tornado out of this, especially earlier, the one that went by flat, we had showing a spotter video showing the actual tornado, a big cone-shaped tornado out in open country to the west of Flat. Now, we are tracking another storm now showing up southwest of Georgetown, but this storm is very concerning now, coming this one right here, heading again towards Salado, because you can see how large it is, and the track of it's again heading pretty much. Salado's right in the middle of the track. And here's I-35. You know, there's that Bell County Safety Center there on the highway where people can pull off. So if you're listening to me and you're in your car in southern Bell County, they have that rest area that has tornado shelters, hardened tornado shelters in them. So you can actually go to that shelter and take shelter there at that southern Bell County rest area. They have tornado shelters on both sides of the road that can accommodate people that are on the interstate. So if someone is out there now on the highway and is getting us over the radio or listening to us on television, that would be a good place to go, because you don't want to keep driving through this, because it's going to keep moving towards the northeast and east at about 35 miles an hour. I'm going to pick up the warning. It looks like there may be a new one that just came out, and I'll step back in here with the newest warnings. We're just watching them come out. Yeah, here's a new one for Bell County that just came out. So this is for us here in Temple and Belton. Tornado warning for southwestern Bell County and central Texas. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. We know these can produce tornadoes quickly. Near Florence or 15 miles southwest of Harker Heights, moving east at 30. So it's southwest of Harker Heights, reporting a tornado possible with this in golf ball size hail. It's radar indicated, so it's not an actual ground truth tornado yet, but it most likely will be. So if you're caught out of doors, this is time to get to a low spot quickly, and includes Interstate 35 between miles markers 377 and 291. That's where they're thinking this will cross Interstate 35. So again, southwest of Harker Heights, this large storm is rolling into Bell County. This new warning for Bell County will be in effect for quite a while, actually. It just got issued from the Weather Service, and it's got 40 more minutes on it. So that will be going all the way until, again, about 6:15, the tornado warning for Bell County. So if you're here in Bell County, it's time to get your tornado precautions in line. Get to the lowest part of a home, put up your belongings if you can. If you got a little time to put your car up and protect some property. But again, it's always better to protect life than property. But you've got a little bit of time, because it's still southwest of Harker Heights, but moving towards the east again, and about 30 miles an hour is the continuation of what the Weather Service is putting on these warnings. I'll try to read this to you one more time as it loads up here, and we continue till 6:15. The tornado warning will continue for Bell County, and so that's just one of 4 tornado warnings we have currently. The Bell County Coryell tornado warning will expire in 9 minutes. The Coryell County one will expire in 9 minutes, but the Williamson County expires in 9 minutes, but the new one for Bell County has another 39 minutes. So Bell County is really under the gun. If we could zoom this out just a little bit for me, Andy, so I can just reference a few more of the storm. Actually, this one right here with that tornado box. You can see Belton's here, Temple's here, okay, and there's over into Falls County, Marlin. We've got this one big storm we've been tracking that did produce a tornado out by Flat. Now it's going south of, or towards McGregor actually, and eventually will cross south of Waco most likely. But again, this one is the one we're watching the closest right now. Do you have any other parameters we could put on this, Andy, right now?
We're just about to go to reflectivity to show you what's going on.
Okay.
As soon as get you get you on the max 2 reflectivity, and then we'll call it up here in a second.
No, it's north of Florence. I'm watching it. It's kind of a triangulation. It's northeast of Florence is the strongest rotation, and it is moving towards Salado.
Yeah, it's moving
Absolutely
out of Burnett
moving
County.
towards Salado.
Yeah, it's crossing the county line now from Burnett into Bell, and it's got a bead right on Salado heading in that direction.
That's right.
About 35 mile an hour forward
movement.
progress on this one.
Yeah, this storm coming in right south of Killeen, around Harker Heights, and again, it's going to move towards Salado right now, is in the path. So if you're west of Salado, it's time to take your tornado precautions. If you're in a mobile home, it's time to leave, get somewhere more sturdy, go visit a neighbor, get in your car and drive east. If you see a tornado coming from the west, you head east and get away from it. Take right angles, head east and then south. But again, the storm is moving again towards the Salado area. It's going to cross the highway somewhere, cross Interstate 35, and you can see it's a big, huge bowling ball looking storm. And this warning is in effect until 6:15 for Bell County now. So everyone in Bell County, Belton, eventually Temple, could see some hail from this. Again, we're tracking this storm, and it looks like the core of the rotation is heading directly towards Salado at this time. You know, there's a lot of new development from Williamson County up towards Salado, a lot of gas stations and restaurants, and you just need to let some people know. Pick up your phone, call your friends that live around the Salado area, give them a heads up that this storm is a warned storm for a tornado and heading towards Interstate 35 at this time. We're going to keep tracking this one as it moves towards the east at about 30 miles an hour. And then let's move just up to the north one more time and look at these last other tornado warnings, because there's still three active tornado warnings in our viewing area currently. We have this one with the storms kind of merging here. Look at these cores south of Gatesville heading up towards McGregor. Eventually this storm will cross I-35, and it's still under a tornado warning for a few more minutes and still has a lot of wind on it. The wind indicator here south of Oglesby shows there's maybe winds of 60 to maybe 70 miles an hour showing up on the reflectivity, or on the velocity mode actually, coming in on this storm. So you're going to get some strong winds. Even if you don't get a tornado, you're going to get some 60 or 70 mile an hour winds with this storm as it comes by, and that can do a lot of damage also, and there's some large hail following in behind it. We're watching that area as it seems to be. Okay. We're going to bring up Max 2. Oh, okay. Very good.
Yes. Yep, I just joined everybody. And what we've seen is quite a bit of lightning and a bit of a hail core just to the south and east of Gatesville, and just to the north of Flat, where they had those wildfires about a week and a half ago. Again, we're starting to see a little bit of rotation associated with that as well. I'm going to go ahead and pause this right here to kind of show you guys exactly what we're talking about here, because that looks like a very deep hail core just to the east of Highway 36.
Can you put this in velocity mode, Jordan?
Yes, I'll get
Let's
that
do
taken
that. And
care of
take the lightning off so we can really look at the velocity modes.
All right, you've got it.
And just drop the lightning off. We can always drop that back on here in a minute. This is a large storm system. You can see Coryell County, Bell County, and McLennan County is probably going to go under a tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning shortly. Okay, we're going to video near Salado now. We've got video coming out of Salado. Oh, that's a tornado,
wow,
absolutely. Boy, that looks ugly. Yeah, boy, that's reminiscent of some really bad ones we've seen out there in that open country. And there's a wall cloud right there, and the tornado, that shot we had just before that came in right there. That's, do we have any reference on who's shooting that? Will Leverett, and that was shot at 5:37. Tornado in progress southwest of Salado. Okay, folks, we've got ground truth on this now. We need to let the Weather Service know, if possible, that this is on the ground so they can issue a possible tornado emergency, because this is becoming an emergent situation. Storm is southwest of Salado, heading towards the east, and eventually we'll cross the interstate and cross I-35. We've got all that traffic, you know, it's basically peak of evening traffic on the interstate system with a tornado warning. Now here's the reflectivity that we've been watching. This is the storm that has been moving through and past flat. Well, let's go south. I want to go to the Salado storm because that's the big show right now. There it is right there. There's the tornado. There it is right there. And let me show you where Salado is. Here's Salado. Here's the signature. You've got the circulation right here. You got the reds and the greens, and you got some very, very tightly wound winds coming together. Again, it's moving towards possibly south, just a little south of Salado. There's the latest sweep. Let's drill down a little closer. Is there any towns I can that will pop up in here in roads? There's FM 2843. Let's move it just a little bit to the north, Jordan, so I can, no, the other way, please. Yeah, right there. Okay. Let's pull out just a little bit for reference. There you go. And again, FM 2843 looks like it's underneath that tornado right now. So anybody that lives in that area or close to it, you need to take cover. If you're in a mobile home and you're out in front of this, it's time to get out because you cannot sustain life in a mobile home or manufactured home with a tornado of this magnitude coming at you. Let's pull back just a little bit more now, Jordan. Keep coming back. Yep, right there. Can you put me a track on that storm, that core? Can you track that again? And you would put that in a tracker mode where you can show the cities that are in front of it? Here you go. And run it at 30 miles an hour, about 30 miles an hour. So on this current track, the storm could be at Salado about 5:53, Salado High School 5:54. So you've got a little bit of time. You've got about 10 minutes before it would actually be in Salado proper. And again, it looks like this storm, I think you've got a little bit more time because it's not moving that fast again. So you've got a few minutes to take your precautions to get out of the way of this tornado. And it's a tornado. We've got ground truth now from the storm spotter sending us pictures. Let's show that picture again of that tornado. If we can bring that back up so people know that this is a real situation. There it is right there. And that doesn't look good. Absolutely does not look good. And that tornado is moving in a general direction of Salado within the next 15 minutes. If you live west of Salado, you're under a tornado warning. It's a tornado in progress southwest of Salado. And we want to thank Will Leverett for providing us with this picture and these photographs of coming in to give some ground truth to what we're showing you on radar this afternoon as this storm is rolling again towards the east at about 30 miles per hour. And it really has a tight signature on it. Again, just north of Gerald, between Prairie Dale. I think Prairie Dale is probably the place that's in the most danger right now. Prairie Dale being between Salado and Gerald. That storm is moving, it looks like, right towards Prairie Dale, just north of Gerald, between Gerald and Salado. And the tornado warning now continues till 6:15 for this storm. Again, here we're putting a track on this to give you some indication. By 6 o'clock, this should be right on top of Salado or just south, maybe if it's turning a little bit more toward the east. And Salado being here, the forecast is for it to go east, so maybe on the south side of Salado. I believe Prairie Dale is right in here, the community of Prairie Dale. And so you're really in the line of this tornado that is on the ground. We're getting ground truth from storm spotters now, sending in photographs. And can you put this in motion a little bit and just let it roll to show how it's tightening up? I mean, once a tornado, there you go, right there. Okay, that's the one to the north. That's the one up by Flat. And then here's the secondary storm. Look at the hook. Oh, bring it up. There it is. Look at the hook. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got a serious hook echo. When you see that, you know there's a tornado, especially with the ground truth. And so here it is. And if you can zoom down in there a little bit, and let's just show people which roads this is on, because, yeah. There, you pull it out just a little bit so you can show the hook. You're going the opposite, right there. No, go the other way, Jordan. Jordan, take it the other way so you show that hook.
I got you.
Okay.
It was doing something weird.
I know. That's fine. Thank you. Yeah, we got a real tornado there. Look at that. Big hook on it. Got everything, all the indications now, folks. So you really got to take cover. Southern Bell County, you're under a tornado warning till 6:15. Prairie Dale, I think you're in imminent danger of this storm. North side of Gerald, you could see some of this impact. And again, the city of Salado, we're watching because it's that stretch between Salado and Gerald where this tornado is going to cross I-35. And there's that southern Bell County rest area where they have hardened tornado shelters at both rest areas on both sides of I-35. So if you're in that area in a mobile home and you can get to that rest area, go into those shelters. The bathrooms are hardened tornado shelters, concrete and steel. And you can see that tornado is moving in your direction right now. Again, south of Salado.
They don't have video yet, but there's reported video of a large tornado near Gerald.
Okay.
Near Gerald?
We're getting reports of a large tornado possibly northwest of Gerald, and that's this storm. It's not, I mean, we're showing it to you. And we're going to pull out just a little bit more, Jordan, to give more perspective, because Gerald is right under my banner here. So pull out just a little bit more and just move it up just a little bit so we can put a few more cities on here. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. So here's Gerald on northern Williamson County, Prairie Dale, Salado. Large tornado coming right at Prairie Dale, the north side of Gerald. These storms sometimes can turn a little bit to the right once they get going. So the forecast is for it to keep going east at about 30 miles an hour, but there's the core of the storm. We're getting, Jordan, can you analyze those winds and tell me what the wind speed is within that core?
And it's already showing more of a right turn than what they were forecasting. I mean, the forecast is to go to the northeast, and it's almost due east right now. So keep in mind, you folks over on Highway 95, Holland, Little River Academy, you're in the path of this same storm as well. It's going to take a little bit longer to get to you, but over into eastern Bell County, we too are needing to be very weather-wise with this storm. Yeah, this is a confirmed tornado.
Yeah, here's the latest warning from the Weather Service. They just updated the Bell County warning. At 5:44, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was 10 miles southwest of Salado, moving east at 30. This tornado will cross Interstate 35 near Salado. Salado is in the path of this tornado. Seek shelter now. This is from the National Weather Service, and they know that this tornado is on the ground, and they've just reissued the tornado warning and stated that it will cross Interstate 35 near Salado. My concern, again, Prairie Dale is right in here. The community of Prairie Dale is between Salado and Gerald, and that storm looks like it's taken a beeline right for Prairie Dale and eventually on the south side of Salado, it looks like. And again, they're saying this is going to cross I-35 near Salado, and the forward movement is east at 30 miles an hour. So is that what we have on here, Jordan, right now?
Yes, that's what we have.
That's the path?
track.
Okay, so we're saying Prairie Dale at 5:57. Prairie Dale, you've got about 6 minutes. And Holland, Head Start School, about 6:15. So if it stays on the ground, it'll move all the way out to Holland. But right now, Prairie Dale is in that imminent danger of a tornado on the ground, large and dangerous tornado. Prairie Dale is currently under the warning, and the Weather Service is saying, again, south of Salado, between Salado and Gerald, there's ground truth. Do we have the video? Can we roll the video now? We're getting some video into our newsroom now of this tornado, and this tornado is the one that is most concerning this afternoon because it's the largest one. It's the one that has the most likelihood of doing wide-scale damage and possibly doing a lot of injuries. Hopefully the state, Texas state troopers will be shutting the interstate down and let this come across. A lot of times they'll know which mile markers they'll come. They'll coordinate with the Weather Service. They'll stop traffic and let this tornado cross the road because it could do a lot of damage and a lot of injuries, and we don't want any of that, especially people trying to get home tonight from work. But again, tornado warning for Prairie Dale. It's imminent. It's coming 5:57, so you've got about 3 minutes again. And this storm will be, again, moving all the way out to Holland by about 6:15. So it is moving in an easterly direction at 30 miles an hour. Let's show, can you put on the coefficient, like any of the other factors we have?
Yes, I got you.
Let's see what we got on the...
They're categorizing this now as a significant, if not violent.
Violent tornado. And
Yeah.
that means this could be an EF3, EF4 type storm. When they put the word violent on a tornado, that's generally F3, EF3, AF4, AF5 type tornado. So the Weather Service is putting that word on there, now saying that this is a violent tornado, possibly a violent tornado. You can't classify a tornado by looking at it. You have to look at the debris field after it hits some manufactured type power lines or buildings, and that's how they rate a tornado from an EF0 to an EF5. But this has all the signatures of a very strong tornado. And here again is Salado, and then Prairie Dale just south of there. And you can see the hook. This is what we call the inflow notch. That's what makes a hook. The winds are surging into this storm and then wrapping around, and you've got a rear flank downdraft on the back. We're going to zoom out and just show you. Okay, let's take this video now and see if we can. Oh yeah, this is video. Is this coming in from Salado right now?
How old is this?
Is this live? Oh, it's 8 minutes old? Okay. This video is 8 minutes old, showing the rotation in the tornado and near Salado, out to the west of Salado. It's not in Salado yet. It's still moving in your direction. But you can see it plain as day looking to the west. I'm sure everyone on I-35 is getting an eyeful of this right now, looking towards the southwest, because that's what you're seeing. It's a major tornado. It's really got good definition. It's a cone-shaped tornado, and you can see it strengthening right there, and really strengthening and wrapping up. As we've been showing you with the velocity modes, that thing is really wrapping up tight. There it is. Look at that. You could really see it in that last few frames. Let's go back to the reflectivity mode, please, Jordan, so we can show people. Right there. Ooh, look at that. Look at that last one right there.
Wow.
That's it. Boy, that's tight. That is a tornado on the ground. Again, it's north of Gerald, heading again towards Salado. Prairie Dale first, then Salado. And I think if you keep it on right here, the community of Prairie Dale is definitely in imminent danger in the next couple of minutes of being hit by a major tornado, a very possible violent tornado moving towards the east at 30 miles an hour. So if you're in Salado, it's time to take cover immediately. If you're in a mobile home, get out, go somewhere more substantial. If you're on the interstate, there is a safety rest stop here. The bathrooms are hardened steel and concrete. They're made for taking shelter. This is an area that has been prone to tornadoes for many, many, many decades. Okay, northwest of Gerald, yeah, that's it. That's a picture of the tornado northwest of Gerald coming in from Mesomamas. Those are some storm chasers, and you can see it. It's basically looking up from Gerald, you can see to the northwest, the tornado, it's on the ground, and you can see it's doing damage. It's in open country right now, but it's heading into the community of Prairie Dale, and again, eventually into Salado and crossing I-35, probably on the south side of Salado right now is what we're thinking, watching this again. So let's go back to the radar. Let's track this thing. This is a major tornado. You can see the tightness right here in the velocity scans, and this whole thing is moving towards the east at about 30 miles an hour. Doppler radar indications are that this thing is a very strong storm. Here's the latest signature right there. Let's go back to velocity. It's getting really close now to Salado. Let's put it in, yeah, right there. Okay, there's the latest one. Okay, you can see here's the tornado. Here's Salado, Prairie Dale, and it's moving towards Salado. Again, if you're in southern Bell County, this is your time to take cover immediately. You've got a significant tornado on the ground. Storm spotters are sending us video. This is staying south of the Temple Belton area. This specific storm is staying south of us right now. Again, the city of Salado, and then eventually moving further to the east. But right now, this storm isn't showing any signs of letting up. It's continuing to strengthen as it looks right now. It may be phasing in and out, forming a tornado. Then it goes back up and forms a new tornado. So this storm may do that for quite a while. It's very strong, and you can see that signature. Let's see if we can get a little closer in this, Jordan, so we can get some roads on here. Right here, there we go. There's Long, MDW, Mustang Creek Road. Looks like they're right under that tornado. Again, it's FM 2843. Boy, that storm is right there, and right, just looks like on the north side of that FM 2843. If you live on that road, near that road, within a mile or two of that road, you're in imminent danger of this tornado. You can see Okay, we got new video coming in. This is 4 minutes old, and you can see this big wall cloud and debris cloud being formed in the hail shaft on this. This is a big wall cloud, and you see the debris. That's a tornado. That's not rain. This is live video coming to us now. This is what's actually going on. Let's put the bug live on this if we can and just show it. And if you want to, you can pop Andy up over this or myself and let us talk about it a little bit.
It almost looked like there was a second funnel over there. But I know that's the debris and a rain shaft on the right-hand side, but it almost...
Well, you know, this is big enough to have what they call satellite tornadoes.
Yeah.
It'll go around a big mesocyclone like this. You can get 2 or 3 tornadoes rotating around a big mesocyclone, and you can see right here, there's the main tornado,
Right.
and then your hail shaft. But you can get little satellite tornadoes that'll rotate around this whole wall cloud. And who's this video from? Is this from Matthew May? Okay, well, we really appreciate him giving us this ground truth. This is live video coming in to us from Matthew Ryan May.
Probably close to the chalk archaeology site where they dig over there to the west of Salado.
Look at that. Look at that second funnel forming. Look at it right
It
there.
is.
See it right there? Look at that. Yeah. It's got very interesting. It looks like there's going to be another tornado forming. This big footprint of wind and hail coming through here.
Just what we were talking about.
Yeah, this is a major, what we call mesocyclone. It's a large supercell type storm. This thing's not going to give up very quickly. It's going to keep going for a while, and you might get multiple tornadoes out of this. The strongest storms are usually multiple vortex, have 2 or 3 vortexes within it. So that's how sometimes one house is destroyed and one just not too far away is not, because it's hit by these little micro vortices within a big storm like this. And that does occur, quite often. Again, the weakest part of your home is your garage door. Put your garage doors down. If you know it's going to hit your house, secure your garage, close your windows. Don't, the old wives' tale we used to say, open your windows. Don't do that. You want to keep as much air out of your house as possible, because the air coming into your house is what causes the roof and the walls to come apart. You want to keep that house as airtight as possible when you have a tornado coming. So don't open the windows. I know you're tempted to go out and look at this because it's quite impressive looking at this tornado. Again, let's now show the actual velocity, Jordan. Let's show them where this is. The latest images. Again, here's Salado. This is a good zoomed in. Don't go much tighter than this. I want everybody to kind of watch us. No, let's put the reflectivity on this so that we can see where the hook is on the reflectivity. Let's just overlay that next. And we're going to go to that reflectivity mode and show you the hook. Okay, and there's the hook. What's left of it, there's the inflow notch, and it's circulating here. So we know that this is a tornado. And again, here's Salado, and here's the storm moving right towards you, probably a little bit on the south side of Salado right now, moving at 30 miles an hour.
Well, it just dropped the last 2 frames. The hook just completely, almost completely
But look at the
disappeared.
velocity modes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's over. Look at the hail core now showing up. There's going to be a tremendous hail damage going across I-35 on the north side of Salado coming soon. Look at that. Can you put the VIL mode on that? Just to show the hail core? Yeah. Yeah, so these roads out here, again, this is Mission, Groves Ranch Road, you're right under it, Thomas Arnold Road, it's coming right at you. And so again, Salado just to the west, tornado, spotters are showing video of it. It's an actual warned tornado on the ground and producing damage. And now it's moving into some communities like Prairie Dale and Salado.
Stretching back to Youngsport as well, and almost to Stillhouse Hollow now.
Jordan, let's put the velocity back on this now, if we can, just to show where that core is on the velocity mode.
We're starting to get rain in downtown Temple.
Are we getting a little here?
Yeah, you can hear it on the
So you
roof.
still got this rotation showing up back here. So it's still spinning. This storm's still spinning, and according to the spotters, it's still an active tornado. So there's no reason to let your guard down on this at all. Let's go back to reflectivity, and let's draw a path, a track right into Salado now. Don't go too far out though. Zoom it down pretty tight on this storm, and then let's draw a path coming right into Salado with some times. There you go. Zoom it down. There you go. All right. Yeah, we still got a tornado there. You see it right there. Look at that. Look right here.
Yeah.
Look at right there. There's some violent winds going on right here. Now let's draw that just straight out. Do it straight east, or maybe a little south of that. Drop it down just a little bit. Okay. Saying 30 miles an hour, or 25 or 30. Don't go any faster than that. Okay. So it is straight up, well, it's 6:02, so within 8 minutes, Salado to the Salado High School. Academy now is in the line of the fire on this, and Academy High School, Jolie School, Rogers, Burke School, and then Leaddale, so we'll watch that. But again, this storm is heading right for Interstate 35, and I'm sure the state troopers here, the Texas Department of Safety, they're going to be stopping the traffic flow on I-35. Again, here's the interstate right here, so it's getting very, very close to Interstate 35. Do we have any more video? Do we have any more live video to show? Okay, let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's go
do
back to
that,
the live video,
Crystal.
please.
I was looking at the chat. In the last couple of scans that we were looking at on the radar of that hook echo, it kind of jumped north, and that was when I was pointing out it looked like it kind of disappeared there for a second, and I think that is when the second funnel is robbing strength from the first one.
Yeah, I think it's regenerating itself,
Yeah.
Andy. I think we got a series of tornadoes on this one storm, and I think it will continue to generate tornadoes. It's early in the evening. Sunset's not for another 2 hours almost. So there's still, and there's plenty of heat energy. It was in the low 90s down just south of us earlier today, and there's a lot of energy going into the storm.
Is this still live, Crystal? Or is this, okay.
Okay, this is
Thank
not
you.
live. This is video that's coming in. I'm just looking to see if the Weather Service has issued anything new for us, but they are staying right on this tornado warning now. At
Now,
five,
this is the
here's a
big
new
story
warning.
as
This
far as-
is a new warning just came out.
Yeah.
At 5:55, the National Weather Service, a tornado warning remains in effect till 6:15 for Central Bell County.
Yeah.
At 5:54, a confirmed large, extremely dangerous tornado was located near Salado, moving east at 30. Tornado will cross Interstate 35 near Salado and is headed towards Salado. Seek shelter now. That's coming in from the Weather Service office right now.
Yeah, Rob, switch over to the Max 1 real quick. We'll show them the reflectivity and the two huge cells that are showing up with this storm. Again, as Bruce was talking about, it is kind of regenerating itself there. And then there's another cell coming in behind this from basically the same area, from back out towards Burnett and then towards Briggs and that region.
See how it moved back to the north?
Yeah.
Look at it jog north. That's regenerating. But
Yeah.
see how the tornado is now going north and moving into Salado.
Right, that's
So, yeah, it just the whole circulation is jockeying up to the north a bit. So, yeah, Salado's definitely under the gun on any side of Salado right now. I would definitely be taking cover as this comes into town. And if you got friends in Salado, you might want to give them a shout real quick. Let them know that they're going to be hit by a tornado in the next 5 minutes.
You step back here, you
And
see that live video. Or
That tornado,
video again.
the inflow into it's quite strong, showing up now. We are noticing on reflectivity that it's spreading out a little bit. The storm is actually spreading out. The circulation is spreading out, so
Rob-
that might be good news, Andy.
Rob, can you switch over to the Max 1 just briefly here? We'll look at the reflectivity and look at the size of this thing. Bruce, here's what I was talking about. You've got a huge center of a cell hail core back here to the east of Salado. And here comes our other one also moving into the area. And it's almost like we're getting training going on here because here comes a third one right in behind this.
Yeah, we've got a lot of bad weather heading to Bell County tonight,
Well.
but the big show is in Salado,
Yeah.
and that's the one where it's right on top of them now.
It
looks
really
like it's
is.
right on
The
top
weather
of 'em.
service is even saying that everything north of Salado, the storms are severe, but they're not as serious as what we've got going on here in southern.
McLennan
in Bell
County is under a severe thunderstorm warning now. They've just issued for
There, got a new-
for
new
McLennan and Coryell counties under a severe
Watch that.
thunderstorm warning.
Bruce,
And-
look at that.
Yeah,
Right in
yeah,
there.
that's right. It's trying to form a new tornado. Is
Yeah.
what it's doing. Yeah, it's regenerating another tornado.
And you've got hail stretching across that area north of Salado.
Okay, this is from Gerald looking north. Let's see. This is a video, Andy, coming.
For those of you just tuning in, this is not a replay of 25 years ago and Bruce Thomas talking about Gerald tornadoes. This is live tonight, and Bruce is paying us a visit. Very fortuitous time for him to show up. We're looking at storms now. This is near Gerald. Is that what you told me,
This is a
Crystal?
storm north. It's north of Gerald.
Yeah.
This video is coming from Gerald, but it's looking toward
Is
the
it
north.
the same
Yeah,
one?
It's near
The
Gerald.
same storm?
It's the same storm.
Yeah.
Looking up to the north. The view is, they've got wide open views there. They're not in the rain yet, so there's the tornado. It's there. It's the one that's moving into Salado. You're looking north, maybe a little west of Salado. Let's show them Salado again real quick on the live conditions, because there's that regenerating tornado west of Salado. Maybe a second storm forming. Yeah, those areas look like it's trying to regenerate a second tornado, but what's on top of Salado right now is heavy winds.
And that's this here.
Yeah, so this is right there. Yeah, you see how it's built. See on the reflectivity how it's building back out to the west now? That's a second tornado. That's a new tornado forming.
Yeah.
And it's going to go north of Salado. That new tornado is something we're going to have to watch probably for, well,
South side of Temple.
that's right, Belton
Belton.
Temple. We got to watch this. See how it's forming a new tornado northwest of Salado, right in that last few frames.
So everybody who's anywhere between Salado, Holland to Academy on back up towards Temple to Belton, you need to be looking for shelter right now. Get someplace safe. There's a hail-producing storm moving through Bell County at this time. Strong winds as well can do damage. Get your vehicle to safety. Get you and your family to safety. Go to your safe spot, because this is not a drill. This is an extremely dangerous storm moving through southern Bell County right now. Jordan, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm looking at Max 2 right now, and I am seeing that little rotation couplet. It's just to the north and west of Salado. It's near Union Grove. It's right on top of Union Grove Park right now. And if it takes another turn, it's going to be making its way towards Dana Peak Park, Comanche Gap Road, Lakeside. And then if it does keep that northward track, it's going to pass possibly through 914. So honestly, if I'm in the east side of Harker Heights toward Nolanville and west side of Belton, I would look at possibly taking cover as well, in addition to all the places that Bruce and Andy have just mentioned. So yeah, this does look like it's trying to form a new tornado, but definitely a previous tornado was definitely large and dangerous. So if you are in the path of this storm, if you are in this tornado watch box, you have to make sure that you are in your safe place. That is lowest level of your house. Make sure, away from windows. If you are in a mobile home, please get out of that mobile home. Make sure that you find a sturdy structure and get in that sturdy structure. If you cannot find a sturdy structure anywhere, find a ditch and get in a fetal position. Cover your head with your hands. And also, in that safe place, also try a football helmet, a baseball helmet, something like that to cover your head.
There's a new warning here that said a tornado was near Harker Heights at 6:05, moving north at moving north now at 30 miles an hour. This tornado will cross FM 2484 west of Salado.
So I think that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, we're
here.
looking at a new tornado that's actually starting to move north.
Yeah.
And the National Weather Service has issued this warning: tornado damage threat considerable, hail damage 1.5, which is just under golf ball size hail. That's ping pong ball size hail. At 6:05, which was just about 5 minutes ago, a tornado was located near Harker Heights, moving north at 30 miles an hour. This tornado will cross FM 2484 west of Salado. So we're starting to see this thing move in a north direction. This tornado, this second tornado that's forming, is starting to move to the north.
Let me show you what we're talking about here. This is the velocity channel of the Doppler radar. What we're looking for is anytime we see the bright colors next to the duller colors, the reds next to the greens, basically is what we're looking at on this system. That shows us inbound and outbound winds, and that means there's circulation going on. So anytime we can find the red and the green side by side, very tight like that, then we certainly have some kind of circulation going on. And we have now seen, Jordan, can you
Okay, the Weather
scan up
Service,
just a little bit?
Andy, the Weather Service just said that they're going to replace the tornado warning for Bell County with a severe thunderstorm warning because the tornado threat is rapidly decreasing. Okay. But we're going to watch it for any new development, which I think we're already seeing. We're getting a word here from a spotter that Bell County, there's a rapid circulation over Stillhouse Hollow Lake right now.
Yeah.
So don't let your guard down yet. Now, the tornado warning is expiring for Bell County. They're going to go with a severe thunderstorm warning until another ground truth comes out, but seems to be another rapid spin up possibly out by Stillhouse Hollow Reservoir.
Well, we're 3 deep here in the weather department right now. We'll be on top of anything that's going on. Do you want to join 6 News at 6 in progress?
We're going to stay with this, but we've got
We're gonna
some
stay.
reporters we're lining up. Andy.
Very good.
We get some live action on the scene.
Fantastic.
We'll be taking it and going to that, so
And we'll
stand by
stay
for all that.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
And that is the only tornado warning at this particular time as well.
Yeah, that's what I was pointing out to Bruce earlier. The Weather Service saying, yeah, we've still got storms up and down I-35 all the way back into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but they're severe, but they're not to the level of severity that what we're seeing across Bell County. And even the Bell County storm now has weakened a little bit as it makes its way towards I-35 and towards Salado. You're looking at Interstate 14, Highway 190 here, and with new storm there was indicating some circulation, and we tracked that back towards Nolanville and back towards Lake Road and even towards the extreme northern portions of Lake Belton there. Very heavy rain. We had a lot of lightning going on with these storms as well, and hail to the size of ping pong ball in this stuff. It's all in progress across Bell County, and most of it to the southern half of Bell County, and it's all spreading back towards the east, towards Milam County, probably in the next half hour to 45 minutes. We have also had a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the Waco area, McLennan County, in the last half hour. Not nearly as severe as what we've been watching down here in Bell County, but I just want to be sure that you folks in the Waco, Hewitt area know that we have not forgotten about you. There's certainly weather going on in your region as well right now. This is velocity. Let's switch over to reflectivity and put a loop into motion here and back out a little bit so we can see just how far the line with the dry line has advanced here. Still looking at the thunderstorm activity, basically along I-35. Once the dry line moves on through, conditions out to the west will start improving for us. We have a cold front behind this system that'll be making its way in here 4 or 5 o'clock or so in the morning, and that'll give us another shot at some rain across central Texas. There is the potential that it could be strong weather right now. I'm more concerned about what's going on right now on the I-35 corridor. A lot of very heavy rain, possibly some hail embedded in this stuff as well, right along I-35 north of Salado, south of the Bell County Expo here, stretches all the way back out both sides of the interstate for about 4 or 5 miles and back into the rural areas just to the west of Academy and Little River. Very heavy rains coming in right now. We're also watching some very strong winds embedded in this stuff to as much as 45, 50 miles an hour at times. They're not as strong as they were earlier, but still continuing to see quite a weather event going on across southern Bell County and up and down the I-35. We're about to go live to one of our reporters in the field. I'm going to turn it over to the desk, Chris and Leslie.
All right, appreciate that, Andy. You guys, great coverage. Keep that up. This will give you a few moments to check your charts, find out everything that's going on. If you just joined us, we went on live with our news at 5 o'clock, and with just a couple of minutes into the newscast at 5 o'clock, we did get a tornado warning, and we're going to get to reporters now who are out on scene. It's an hour and 15 minutes later. Bailey Bates is where?
She is behind the Bell County Justice Center. Let's take a look at what she's seeing. Bailey?
No help.
Hey guys, like you said, we're behind the Bell County Justice Center. That's going to be off Loop 121 South. We can confirm there is quite a lot of hail coming down. We've seen everywhere between probably nickel, quarter, ping pong size hail. The 6 News car is definitely getting pinged. We've seen people outside trying to put protective gear on their vehicles, but as we have said, this storm is very dangerous. It's producing hail. There is also confirmed tornadoes on the ground from this storm, so please be careful. Know what you're seeing. The rain has kind of calmed down a little bit right now, but there's still lots of hail. You can probably hear it coming down, hitting the car. Once again, we are behind the Bell County Justice Center off Loop 121 South. From what I've seen, no funnel clouds over this area on the south end of Belton, but we are still going to be driving around seeing what we're going to be running into. Please stay inside your houses or your safe places, whatever it is, throughout this remaining of the storm. We have seen some piles of hail gathering in some yards. It's not too much hail, but it is out there. Obviously, lots of lightning flashes, as you probably just saw that one just now. So yeah, not a lot of people out on the roads right now either, which is a good sign. This is and be very careful. Driving around, keeping eyes on the road so y'all don't have to, and please stay safe. Chris, Leslie.
All right, Bailey Bates, live out there in the storm right now. Thank you so much, Bailey. She was joined by photographer Rocky Bridges. My wife has been letting me know up in McLennan County. She's getting reports of heavy hail up there. Leslie, I know you're monitoring a lot of what's coming in on our website. And a lot of people have some amazing pictures.
My hairdresser just sent me a picture from I-35 in Salado off Amity Road of a ball of hail about this big. I'm trying to get this sent to us so we can show you guys.
Sure. Which is amazing because our temperatures are currently like 71 degrees right now, so we shouldn't have anything in the form of ice, but it's falling quickly from the upper atmosphere and it's hitting the ground.
And then we have Cameron Lynn. She sent us this video. This is, if you can see, that tornado. This is near Salado, right? Near Highway 36 between Gatesville and Temple, excuse me, not the one near Salado. So you can see that. That was sent to us a few minutes ago.
Yeah, you can see the sun still breaking through right there where Bailey was. When she was reporting, it was almost all dark clouds, so they were in the middle of a hailstorm. This atmosphere is very unstable right now. Let's get things back over to the weather wall and Chief Meteorologist Andy Anderson. Andy, what do you make of this? This atmosphere is still ripe to fire off these storms and produce some real dangerous conditions.
Well, we've seen the winds blowing out of the south, 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds for like 3 days here. So a lot of moisture's been building in here, a lot of heat, and the atmosphere is extremely volatile, as you said. Now, with a dry line and a cool front, late season spring cool front making its way in from West Texas, you got all the ingredients for a clash of the air masses, and that's exactly what's happened here. This time around, we caught it here in Bell County. Earlier in the week, they caught it in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They're catching it tonight as well, but not like we are. We're catching the really bad stuff here across our part of the state here. You're looking at Doppler radar. This is the reflectivity mode. We are zoomed way down low, street level here. Give you Salado, you've got Belton here, Bell County Expo is right here, Loop 121 as well. You're getting, and this is where Bailey Bates was reporting from, is along Loop 121 at the Bell County Justice Center. Getting hail there. This is the hail core, or very heavy rains, or both showing up in the bright pink there. Very heavy rain showing up in the reds. It tapers off into the yellows and the greens. Area that was looking at the potential of a tornado, it looks like the tornado now has gone away or lifted back up into the main cloud, but that activity is still sitting down there just to the south side of Salado. Very strong winds still embedded in this thunderstorm, clocked at 45 to 60 miles an hour at times, and some very large hail as well. Wide area of rain stretches from just the east side of I-35 all the way back over towards Academy and Holland and Bartlett and Granger along Highway 95. The good news is the tornado